Hello everyone, my name is Anna. Anna, welcome back Health Fitness 1047. I wish you a nice day. Here is main news. Let's see then.
Welcome to the Illusion Bridge, a game show where the prize is life and the stage, a terrifying spectacle of deceit. Each week, contestants face their fears, traverse a seemingly invisible bridge, all for the voyeuristic pleasure of millions. The rules are simple. Make it decide. Reality, anything but. The bridge shimmers under stage lights, its transparency a cruel reminder of the abyss below. The contestants, masked and dressed in identical jumpsuits, are stripped of their identities, reduced to pawns in this macabre game. Each step they take is a gamble, a leap of faith into the unknown. The audience, a sea of faces both eager and appalled, watches on giant screens, their gasps and murmurs echoing through the theater. They are judges and jurors, their collective breath held hostage by the drama unfolding before them. And in the control room, high above the stage, sits the game master, a shadowy figure regulating the game or fear with the precision of a surgeon. At terror, each contestant is forced to wear a vision lens. These lenses, far from aiding their journey, distort reality, offering glimpses of truth shrouded in a veil of deception. A tile that appears solid might shimmer and fade in the lens reflection, or a safe passage might appear as a gaping chasm. The lenses sow seeds of doubt, turning the bridge into a breeding ground for paranoia. Contestants begin to question everything they see. Is that flicker a trick of the light or a sign of impending doom? Is the hand reaching out to help or to push them into the void? Trust, a luxury in the real world, becomes a dangerous liability on the illusion bridge. It warps perceptions, blurring the lines between reality and the fabricated nightmares projected by the lenses. The audience watches with morbid fascination as alliances crumble under the weight of suspicion. Friendships, forged in desperation, shatter against the rocks of self-preservation. The game has begun. The bridge preys on the mind's vulnerabilities. It forces contestants into a relentless cycle of second-guessing, where every decision is a life-or-death gamble. Do they trust their eyes, their logic, or surrender to blind instinct? The lenses dangle the promise of truth like a carrot on a stick, only to yank it away at the last moment. They whisper doubts, amplify fears, turning reason into a treacherous. Fall one by one, swallowed by the darkness beneath the true horror of the game takes hold. It is not the fear of death, but the disintegration of the self, the slow unraveling of sanity under relentless pressure. Two figures remain. Two souls, battered but unbroken, stand on the precipice of victory. The bridge, now a narrow sliver of shimmering glass, stretches between them. The audience, on the edge of their seats, holds its breath, but the game is far from over. The final test is not about physical agility, but about the insidious poison of paranoia. The lenses project images of deceit, showing each contestant the other stepping onto a shattered tile, about to meet their doom. Who will make the first move? Who will trust their eyes, their instincts, or the distorted reality fed to them by the lenses? In this final act of desperation, the line between survival and self-destruction blurs. The price of winning, it seems, is a piece of their soul, forever stained by the horrors of the illusion bridge.
A single fluorescent bulb flickered above, casting long, grotesque shadows across the faces of the 10 strangers huddled in the warehouse. The air hung thick with the metallic scent of fear and the grime of the building's past. No one dared speak, each haunted by the cryptic invitation that led them here. Play a game. Win your life. Footsteps echoed from the darkness beyond, slow, deliberate claps like a metronome counting down the seconds. A man stepped into the dim light, his face obscured by the shadows of a wide-brimmed hat. His voice, when he spoke, was a raspy whisper that sent chills down their spines. He rasped, each word a measured breath. To red light, green light, a simple game from your childhood, but here, Disobedience will be punished severely. He gestured towards the far end of the warehouse where a single red light pulsed in the darkness. Reach the light and you survive, but step out of line. His words trailed off, the unspoken threat hanging heavy in the air. As the rules were laid out, a single question echoed in each of their minds. What happened to those who failed? The game began. The red light pulsed, a malevolent heartbeat in the oppressive silence. One by one, the players edged forward, adrenaline battling terror with each cautious step. Then silence. The red light held its breath. A collective gasp rippled through the players, muscles locking in place, fear turning their blood to ice. A blood-curdling scream shattered the stillness. A young woman, frozen mid-stride, crumpled to the ground. A crimson stain bloomed on her chest, stark against the dull concrete. No gunshot, no struggle, just a sickening thud and the finality of death. Panic threatened to consume them, the fragile facade of control shattering. Whispers, frantic and desperate, broke out among the players. Who was controlling the game, and how were they eliminating the players with such chilling precision? Trust, already a luxury they could ill afford, evaporated entirely. Every glance, every twitch became a potential threat. As the game progressed, the body count, each death, swift and brutal, chipped away at their sanity. The warehouse, once a setting of unknown terror, was now a tomb, echoing with the ghosts of their failed attempts at escape. Paranoia blossomed, a poisonous flower choking out any semblance of reason. Accusations flew, fueled by fear and desperation. "It's him!" a man hissed, his voice tight with suspicion, pointing a trembling finger at a hulking figure. He barely moved during the last round. The accused, his face a mask of fear and indignation, stammered denials, but the seed of doubt had been sown. Whispered alliances, fragile and fleeting, formed in the shadows, each player clinging to the hope of safety in numbers. The game continued, a macabre dance with death. They were puppets, their lives hanging by the invisible strings controlled by an unseen puppet master. The warehouse, their prison, held the answer to their survival, but the key to unlocking it remained elusive. The final round. Only 2 players remained. A young woman, her face streaked with tears and dirt, and the man who had cast the first accusation. Their eyes met, a silent acknowledgement of the horrific truth. One of them was the enemy. The air crackled with tension as the red light flickered. Move and face the consequences. But who would be the executioner? And who the executed? As the man took a hesitant step forward, a glint of metal flashed in the shadows behind him. The woman screamed, a primal sound of betrayal and terror. The man spun around, his eyes widening in disbelief as the young woman plunged a knife deep into his chest. The light shifted, revealing her face, twisted in a grotesque parody of a child's game. "Red light!" she shrieked, her voice dripping with manic glee. "You should have stopped!" Her laughter echoed through the empty warehouse, the chilling sound of a predator reveling in her victory. The game was over, and the doll had played them all.
Think survival games are just about winning? Think again. Welcome to Squid Game. Squid Game is more than just a survival game. It's a deep dive into the human psyche. Let's break it down through 3 key players. Gi-hun, the everyman, a down-on-his-luck gambler with a compassionate heart. Despite his flaws, he clings to morality, proving that even in the darkest times, empathy can survive. Sang-woo, the fallen elite. He enters as the smartest player, but desperation erodes his ethics. Betraying allies, he shows us that intelligence without conscience leads to destruction. Sebyeok, the lone survivor, a North Korean defector who trusts no one. Yet, in her moments of vulnerability, she reveals a longing for connection. A tragic reminder of how the game preys on human emotion. In Squid Game, the stakes strip away facades, exposing true nature. So who would you become? The compassionate Gi-hun, the desperate Sang-woo, or the guarded Sebyeok? Squid Game isn't just about survival, it's a psychological experiment that forces us to confront our deepest fears and desires. Ready to play? Or perhaps you'd rather not know the answer.